Welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing with our full career simulation series as we are moving on to the Russian superstar, the New York Rangers finest, Artemi Panarin. I mean, this guy is an absolute beast, the bread man. We're going to be doing a full career simulation of him. He is now 29 years old. We're going to get right into this. Just a quick note, I am not controlling the New York Rangers or anything with Panarin's career. It's all going to be generated by the AI. The computer will take care of that. I'm controlling the New Jersey Devils. It's going to be a disaster. I don't want to talk about it, but the Artemi Panarin full franchise simulation. He is a 91 overall in year number 1, 29 years old. Let's look at his contract. He is on the New York Rangers for the next 5 years at $11.64 million. Let's see how year 1 goes for Artemi Panarin and the New York Rangers. With the first year in the books, Panarin, the bread man, does lead his team in scoring as he has 85 points in 82 games, a plus 18. Looks like they should have made the playoffs. Let's take a look. It looks like the Rangers do not make the playoffs, and somehow the New Jersey Devils won the Stanley Cup. I have no clue. The computer must have done a good job for me. That's crazy. In year 2, the breadman is now playing with Mika Zibanejad and Alexi Lafreniere. He's moved up to a 92 overall. Let's see if they can redeem themselves after missing the playoffs last year. Another year in the books for the big man, the big superstar. 78 points in 82 games. I mean, pretty good. Not the 85 he had last year, but he was a -3 this year, so I'm very interested to see if they do make the playoffs. He is now 31 years old, so he's getting a little bit older. Back to reality. The Tampa Bay Lightning are Stanley Cup champions after a fluke where the New Jersey Devils go on to win the Cup, but another year where the Rangers do not make the playoffs. The simulation hasn't been going well for Panarin, but we're back with the third year in this simulation, and Panarin still at a 92 overall, still playing with Zibby and Laffy Taffy. Let's see if he can finally break the Rangers out of this slump. Let's go, Panarin. Get it together. It looks like it's turned personal for Panarin as he has a monster season. 94 points in 82 games, plus 34. If this doesn't make them into the playoffs, I don't know what can get them there, honestly. It looks like the Rangers, finally, they do make the playoffs. Hallelujah. But they lose in round 1 in 5 games to the Columbus Blue Jackets as the Toronto Maple Leafs go on to eventually win the Stanley Cup. After having a monster year last year, Panarin, the bread man, jumps up to a 93 overall. Still playing with Laffy Taffy and Zibby, but let's check his stats here. So he is now up to 730 points in 679 games. 94 points last year was his second best ever season. I mean, this guy, was he the best ever undrafted free agent? Another season in the books, and Panarin with age just keeps getting better and better. This year, 96 points, as that is a career best for him as he surpasses that 95 point mark in 2019-2020. He actually only did that in 69 games, which is very impressive. But 96 points, another great year from Panarin, but was it enough for him to make the Stanley Cup playoffs? The Rangers do make the playoffs, and they sweep the Carolina Hurricanes, but then they get swept by the Florida Panthers, who eventually go on to lose to Boston, who wins the Stanley Cup in year number 4 of the simulation. In year 5, Mr. Artemi Panarin drops down from a 93 to a 92 overall, even though he had a record year last year. He's still playing with Zibby and Laffy Taffy, but I believe this is his contract year, so this may be his last year on the New York Rangers, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. 33 years old, I mean, still in his prime, he's still lighting it up. Let's see what he can do in this 5th year. In his contract year, Panarin once again continues to deliver as he scores 48 goals, adds 48 helpers for a clean 96 points. Is that enough? I believe they do make the playoffs this year. Looking at all their plus minus, it looks pretty good. The Rangers do make the playoffs, and they lose to Boston in 7 games, who eventually go on to win the Stanley Cup. So, I mean, if they win that series, they may have been Stanley Cup champions. But now is the big story. Is Artemi Panarin going to re-sign with the New York Rangers, or will he test free agency and come to a new team? I know what I meant to say, go to a new team, not come to a new team, but we'll let it slide. It looks like Panarin is comfortable playing for the New York Rangers, as he is now down to a 91 overall. His potential from medium elite or exact elite to top 6, so getting a little bit older, 34 years old. Let's see the contract he got, 3 years at $11.32 million, taking him to 37 years old, hoping he can bring a Stanley Cup back to New York. This is year number 6. Let's see what he can do. With another year coming to an end, Panarin once again puts up a great season. I mean, not 95 points, but still puts up 78 points in 82 games. Let's see if they're able to finally break the curse and break through and win a Stanley Cup. They do make the playoffs, but they fall in 5 games to the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. I believe this is their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Damn, they're cleaning up here. They are cleaning up. Panarin's getting a little bit older, and the overall is really taking a hit. Him and Zibby both getting old together. Now at 35 years old, 85 overall. I mean, digressing a little bit here, but he still put up some incredible years. Let's actually take a look at his postseason stats. We haven't looked at it too often here, but let's start up here. So 3 points, 5 games, 10 points, 5 points, 3 points. I mean, nothing spectacular. So as he gets older, hopefully he gets a little bit more clutch in these playoffs. Let's simulate another year as he is now playing on the second line with Kravtsov, Mika Zibanejad, and then finally Artemi Panarin. He's still a superstar X Factor, so let's see what he can get done. Even at 36 years old, second line, Panarin still leads the team by a landslide in points as he scores 26 goals, 60 helpers, 86 points. What a year from Panarin. Even though Panarin has another incredible year, they're still unable to make the playoffs. After another great season, the 36-year-old Artemi Panarin gets promoted back to the first line, where he's playing with Pierre-Luc Dubois and Laffy Taffy. I believe this is another contract year for him, so this might be his last year on the New York Rangers. Can they finally break the curse and have a deep playoff run? Let's check it out. Looks like this has been Panarin's worst season at 37 years old, quickly digressing down to a third line scoring forward, 84 overall, 61 points in 82 games. I mean, it was his contract year, so I wonder if he's going to retire or if he's going to sign with the New York Rangers or potentially a new team. Let's see if they made the playoffs, though. Another year where Panarin and the Rangers do not make the Stanley Cup playoffs. I went looking for Artemi Panarin, and it looks like he does sign another contract with the New York Rangers once again. It's going to be a 1-year deal at $4.25 million, but it looks like they have him scratched right now as I check their active roster, their edit lines, and he is not on it. So I'm going to simulate the year, and we'll see if he ends up playing any games for the Rangers this year. With the year coming to an end, it looks like the Rangers made a massive mistake not playing Artemi Panarin, as he plays 20 games and puts up 19 points and was a +3. So, I mean, a missed opportunity there. I mean, he was on pace for almost a point per game once again at 38 years old. This was his contract year, so I think he might retire here, but we'll have to wait and see. As for the playoffs, they did make it, but they lost in 7 games to Ottawa as the Los Angeles Kings win the Stanley Cup in 2030. It looks like Artemi Panarin has re-signed once again with the New York Rangers as he signs a 2-year deal at 38 years old for $6 million per season. Right now, they have him in the AHL at 78 overall, so we'll see if the Rangers do recall him. Last year, I mean, they didn't start him. He ended up having 19 points in 20 games. So we'll see if they play him at all this year or if he's done in the NHL and just racking up the points in the AHL. This year, Panarin takes a step back and he plays in the AHL where he puts up 89 points in 82 games. The 39-year-old phenom. Let's see how he does in the playoffs for the AHL, the Hartford Wolfpack. Poor Panarin, even in the AHL, he can't win a championship. He can't even make the playoffs. Tough year for Panarin. After playing 1 year in the AHL, Panarin's had enough as he calls his career quits, where he puts up 1,166 points in 1,109 games, over a point per game. I mean, was an absolute beast every year. The Rangers just could not win. And I'm going to pose this question to you. Is Artemi Panarin, the greatest undrafted free agent of all time? I mean, I think so. I don't think you're going to see too many undrafted free agents play as well as Artemi Panarin. I mean, Russia may hate him, but everywhere else loves the bread man. But that's going to do it for this episode of the career simulation. Who do you want me to do next? Should we do Brad Marchand? Should we do a rookie? Let me know in the comments and I'll pick one of them to do next. But thank you for watching. As always, have a great day. Peace out. Good luck, Rangers. Hope you don't play this bad in real life in the playoffs. Artemi Panarin is a stud. Let's go.